spiritual entrepreneurs are way overthinking their content. So today I'm going to show you exactly how I plan an entire month of content in just 10 minutes. This is going to completely upgrade, streamline, and simplify the way that you do content going forward and forever. I also made sure to write down this process. It's 5 steps that I'll be walking you through today and put it all inside of a Google Doc that you can get access to. And so if you want that, be sure to either grab it in the portal or raise your hand to let me know. But if we haven't met yet and you're new here and watching this, I'm Jessa, and I've been helping ambitious healers make money online since 2018. I'm the CEO and founder of a new brand called Spiritual Baddie HQ, where healers build their legacy business and learn how to get paid for their gifts. Now, let's begin. The first thing that you need to have in place before you can do this process effectively is, I'm going to make it purple because we love purple around here, your core offer, okay? And I typically encourage folks to start with a mid-ticket offer. So not like your highest high-ticket one-on-one private coaching exclusive luxury experience, and not your lowest low-ticket, $7 ebook, but start somewhere in between your offer suite as you begin to go through this process. Because a lot of times, the biggest mistake that I see healers make is that their offerings are all over the place, and there's no clear journey to walk people through as you guide them, right? Like your buyers maybe get like a one-off reading here, or they can only do private coaching, but there needs to be a client journey, and we're going to start right in the middle. And that's what's going to be called like your core offer. Because when all of your customers have like a one-on-one or a one and done experience, it's going to be difficult to create recurring income because you're constantly having to reinvent the wheel, because it's called churn and burn, right? Like it's just like you make the money and then you got to find more people. So you want to have a very clear client journey, which is why this core offer is, and designing this is a big part of our group program, signature program, Fundamentals. It's such an essential piece, because if you're not selling a physical product, as right, most healers are healing, right, like meditation or Reiki or whatever the thing may be, the only way to dial in what folks are actually getting is to be super clear in the transformation that you facilitate by having a simple framework that folks can follow and a simple, repeatable process that you walk your people through inside of this core offer. So your signature framework is going to be part of that core offer, and you want this signature framework to be 3 to 5 simple steps that you walk everybody through in order to get them better results faster. So for today's example, we're going to focus on my signature framework. But let's say that you're a Reiki master, for example, and in your course, your signature 3-step process could be reflect, reject, protect. And you guys know I like to play with the names and stuff, but those could be your 3 steps that you walk everybody through, right? So they reflect on the energetics that are what is holding them back. They reject the pieces that they no longer want to take with them. And then they move forward and they protect the pieces that are there and call in what's coming towards them, right? So I want you to remember that as you are building this out, this is a process that you walk everybody through. And it's your big picture framework for your offer and your core offer, okay? So again, for today's purposes though, we're gonna focus on my signature framework, which is 3 steps. We've got create, connect, and close. So for me, right, I wanna get you paid. And I wanna get you paid in the fastest and most effective way possible. I want to get you better results faster. And I know, after doing this for several years, that the 3 steps that I need to get my folks to master is to create engaging content, to connect with their communities, really connect with them, not fake connect with them, really truly connect with them in an intimate way, because healing work is intimacy work. And then close or cash out, right? So how do you get to that point where you're consistently closing with folks? You're having conversations, you're selling your offers, and you're making the money that you're designed and destined to make. Sending the right invitations to the right people at the right time. Now, Again, today we're focused on mine, so I'm going to write these down in here. So for me, it's create, connect, and close. Those are the 3 steps that I walk everybody through and that we focus on at Spiritual Body HQ. And for today's purposes, though, so you have your core offer, then you have your 3 steps, then you break down underneath each pillar, right? You've got 3 different pillars under that core offer. So here's your offer, here's your signature framework. Underneath, oh, that's not what I want to do. Underneath each offer or each pillar, you're then going to break down what are the steps to mastery of that pillar. Okay? So again, offer, framework. Now we're going to break it down into 3 steps. So for me, I'm going to use my pen. It's not going to look cute, but we're going to get through it, okay? It's just the easiest way to write on this whiteboard for you. So step 1 under create for me is I need to teach you how to plan the things that you're creating in a way that is going to move the needle forward faster and tie everything together. Because again, a lot of folks are overthinking this. They're not planning. They're throwing spaghetti at the wall. So step 1 is to plan. Step 2 is how do you actually shoot the content in a way that makes people want to actually watch your shit, to be honest. Because a lot of times folks are scrolling. What is going to make them stop their thumb and say, wait a minute. So step 2, I need to teach you how to shoot and record things in a way that grabs attention. Step 3, I'm going to abbreviate this, prepare and share. Okay, so now that you've got your raw footage, right, and you've recorded all the things, how do you prepare and share it in a way that is going to maximize your time and your energy that you put into shooting this content? Step 4 is repurpose, because we don't want to reinvent the wheel all the time. And then step 5 is to reflect and perfect. Okay, so again, plan, shoot, prepare and share, repurpose, and then you reflect and perfect. And these are your 5 steps under your core pillar. Now, from here, okay, again, you got your offer, you've got your 3 pillars, you've got your 5 steps. For month 1, we're going to focus on step 1. Okay, so I pick 1 step and I record 1 video, 1 long video, solely focused on that step, right? And you can do this as you're building out your membership, as you're building out your course, as you're building out your program, as you're building out your workshop. You can record the behind the scenes of whatever you are building at that time. And I know you all will have questions about this, but we'll get to it later. So I just record whatever I'm doing at that time and then use that for the content. I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? So you're going to record that content and from there, extract the best 4 clips, no longer than 90 seconds, right? So as I'm doing this training here today, we're recording, okay? And I'll go back and I'll pull for the best, no more than 90 seconds, because Reels and Instagram, TikTok is funny about that, the times, and it doesn't push content over really 60 seconds. So you record your long form content, all right? And then you extract those 4 clips. So I'm going to create 1 long clip about planning content, right? Under my create pillar. And from that long video, I'm going to pull 4 of the top little nuggets. And you'll say, Jessa, what nuggets should I pull? You'll know. You'll even know when you record it. You'll say some wild shit and be like, that's it. That's the one. That's the part that's getting pulled. That's the part my people are going to resonate. And you'll get those nudges of like, oh, that's it. All right. So then you've got your 4 clips, 4 short clips under 90 seconds. Okay. Now here's where it gets really good and really, really juicy. Y'all with me? This is where it gets good and gets juicy. From those 4 clips, You are going to create multiple pieces of content from each clip. Each little mini clip is then going to become one reel, one B-roll, one carousel, one email. Y'all better be emailing your lists, okay? And one story series, as well as one thread. I'm not even going to put Twitter X on here because we're just not. We're going to, threads is great for growth. So we're going to focus on that. So each clip, right? You've got 4 clips that came from your one long clip. And that one clip becomes a reel, becomes a B-roll clip, becomes a carousel, becomes an email, becomes a story series, becomes a thread. How many pieces of content is that? That's 6 pieces of content from one clip. And mind you, you've got 4, right? So that's a total. How many pieces of content is that? Now you've just got 24 pieces of content right there from one single clip. This is how you tighten up your messaging and bring clarity to your audience. Because right now, when you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're just posting whatever you want to post and sharing whatever you want to share, you're confused and they're confused. Clarity is what converts. And I see so many spiritual baddies out here just posting a bunch of random content and also offering way too many things. So their offers are disjointed, right? And your community never knows what they're going to get. You're offering readings, selling random trinkets, the occasional free thing that doesn't necessarily tie into the other thing, the occasional foot pics. No shade. Listen, I see what y'all are up to on the internet. But in order to dial in the messaging, that's how we dial in our money, when we dial in our messaging. This is how you do it. It all ties into the offer. So again, you've got your offer. You've got your pillars of your offer. This is your framework. You pick one pillar. You break that pillar down into 5 steps. Then you pick one step, record one piece of content, and you wring that one piece of content dry. Okay? And do not move on from that piece of content until you got every little scrap you could get. And this is going to save you so much time and so much energy and so much confusion on like, what do I post and where do I post? Okay, now I'm going to show you how to plug this into my content calendar in real time because I am going to be traveling. I'm headed to Colombia, Bogota next week. I'm going to be away for 3 weeks and I need to plan for July. So we're going to do it here in real time together. And I'm going to show you how this is done. I'm super visual. I've got a bunch of Capricorn in my chart. I'm sure y'all guessed that. Love a good spreadsheet. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this together. I've got July pulled up here. Okay, and I like to start, y'all see me shift because I got double screens, 3 screens, triple screens. I got all the screens. Getting old, I got to be able to see what I'm doing. Anyways, I like to color code by weeks. Again, I'm visual. That's just how I move. You can do this in a note. You could do this in a doc. You could do this however you want to do it. This is just what I have found works best for me when I'm the one planning this content out. So start with a blank calendar. I color code the weeks, break it down so I know, okay, this is what we got, how many weeks we got, and what's moving here. And then put in important and relevant dates like holidays, you know, anything that's specific to you and your business, right? So like for a lot of us, we're going to want to think about the moon cycles, solstice, Samhain. For me, July, right? I already put some of these in to save us time today. I didn't want to keep you too long. But we've got new moon, we've got full moon, my birthday, Cancer Queen, the 18th. And then sun enters Leo as well. So I put these in here to have them ready to go. And now we've got those 24 pieces of content that I mentioned before, right? So here's how we do this. Wednesday, one reel. And I'm going to notate for myself, right? I know that that is my planning reel. Planning part 1. We had 4 parts to that one reel, right? Y'all following? We had 4 parts to that one long form clip. We got 4 clips out of that. So for me, planning part 1, that's how I notate it. All right. 1 carousel, planning. That's the topic. Part 2. Friday. 1 B-roll, planning. Forgive me, I goofed. It's not planning part 2. We're still on planning part 1. We got to use all that juice from part 1. Planning part 1. Okay, we're going to keep going. And the emails obviously will go out separately to the list. So these don't get put on the social media piece, but these will go here. Okay, so we got the reel, the carousel, and the thread. And these are all what goes on the feed, right? So your thread post will go 1 thread, planning, part 1. And then your story. So, and you guys also in the template, quick side note about stories. I don't want to get too off topic here. For me, I don't plan stories so rigorously. It doesn't feel good to me or authentic to me. I like to feel the energy of that day, and stories is a sales machine when you use it. So what this is here is a menu, right? To kind of give you some inspiration to say, today I'm gonna do this. And this is the format so you guys can follow. And I'm sure you'll have questions, but I want to stay focused on what we're here for today. So planning for your content. You'll notice down here, I have highlighted, focus on, these are the things that for Spiritual Baddie HQ, these are what we're focused on right now. We're talking about our newsletter. We want to make sure we let people know about our freebie, the passion potion, the profit potion. We want to let people know about the shift, our 3-day activation. We want to let folks know about the boardroom, the membership. We want highly shareable, savable content, behind the scenes, client spotlights, and trendy humorous stuff, sneaking that in. So we'll make sure that at the end of this, we've covered all those bases. Okay. So this is what's going on the feed. Okay. Now, Monday, we're going to say 1 reel, planning part 2. 1 carousel, planning part 2. 1 thread, planning part 2. Y'all see, and we follow each, we just keep it going. Now, you're actually going to have extra content, and I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. Because if you have filled in more days, right, like you've got a special birthday or an anniversary, you might have more content than you have days, and you can spill it over into the rest of the time or the month, right? Like you can spill it over into the next month. Okay, 1 B-roll, planning part 2. Okay, 1 carousel, planning part 3. And I'm just going to do this, planning part 3. We got 4 of each of those that go on the feed, right? Planning part 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now we're moved on to planning part 4. Copy, paste. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got 1 reel, 1 carousel, 1 B-roll, 1 thread. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you keep going down this list. Now, as you fill this list out, okay, you're going to say, well, Jessa, I recorded something about my audience loves when I talk about celebrity gossip. This is where you come back and you start to shift things around and you start to move things around. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, for me, I know that my folks love on Friday, they love a good laugh. So typically on Fridays, I will do something funny. So instead of on Friday having this B-roll that ties into everything else, I'm going to move this from here to here. Oh, I don't want that to be red. I'm picky about that. Okay. So we're not going to have this here. I'm going to repurpose a funny TikTok here that I already made. No need to reinvent something. I already made this. Okay. And July is, right, we got 5 weeks in July. It's long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a long month. We got 31 days. So here, Sunday, I'm going to repurpose my heavy hitters. Anything that performed in the last 4 weeks, repurpose 1, repurpose 2. The top 5, repurpose 3, repurpose 4, repurpose 5. Okay. Another thing, this has 7 days. So I'm going to move, typically on the feed, we post about 5 days a week. Okay. So I'm going to move planning part 4. I'm going to move this here and delete that from here. Take a break on Wednesday. And I'm also going to, typically we won't post on Sunday. So I'm going to move this here as well and take it away from there. You don't have to post on your feed every day. And the folks telling you to post 3, 4, 5 times a day are full of shit. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. You don't have to do all that. So this is how you break down and you squeeze every drop, right? So you got your one reel, your B-roll clip, your thread, your carousels, your story series, your email gets sent separately. But Jessa, what about all the random stuff I want to post? Again, you want to talk about celebrity gossip. You want to talk about the show that you're watching, like the relatable fun stuff. You want to share how you love to go for swims in the creek. I love it. We love it. Put it in there. Now you can pepper it in. But this is your core foundation. Anything more is the sprinkles on top, right? You got to have the whole cake. And then you go ahead and you decorate it with anything, all the extra little accoutrement to make it look full and beautiful. But these are the core pieces that you need to have firing in all cylinders. Okay. And I'm going to speak to this as well, right? So we got the newsletter we're talking about. Here we're going to focus on, I also like to make a note, like to myself. And you could put this in your calendar, of course, right? So you could say, like, what's your pitch that week? So for us, first week, newsletter. Second week, profit. What do we focus on? Profit potion, freebie. Third week, shift. Course. Fourth week, boardroom. Fifth week, we might throw in or really focus on like client spotlights and testimonials. My spelling is not right, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Client spotlights and testimonials. So it's like we've been selling. And here now we're like, listen, we walk the talk. And this is what our folks have to say. Okay. And again, you're repurposing your heavy hitters. A reel, a B-roll, a thread. Now we'll go over all the step-by-step of like behind the scenes of recording it and posting it and repurposing it soon. I'm going to show you like how I actually take that 190-second clip at a time and repurpose it. But for today's purposes, this is how you plan the month in 10 minutes tops. Because once you have, you know what you're talking about, right? Go through that worksheet and then you just plug it into your calendar. Quick, easy, done.